Hi, how are you? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we completed some quests in the Borean Tundra, and then we made a trip to Dalaran. So now we have our hearth set there. We can get back to Orgrimmar whenever we need to. And today we are back in the Borean Tundra at Warsong Hold, and we are going to pick up a few quests. Did you feel it? Sarnak momentarily clutches his chest in confusion. His hand comes away trailing red-hot steam. Something terrible has happened to my old friend, Farseer Grimwalker. I just sensed it. He had a pupil that he took with him when we went north. They were going to help the Overlord establish an outpost on the edge of Shalazar Basin. Her name is Snarlfang. She is a spirit talker. Perhaps she will know what happened, or at least she can help you find out.
May your blades never dull.
Alright, so there we go. We got to find a Spirit Walker. Oh, another quest here. Too close for comfort.
The eternal sun
I told them
guides us.
all that I remember. Why don't they believe me? I was gathering herbs by the rift. They came out of nowhere. Dark wizards with magical beasts. I was surrounded. A magical box appeared above me, opened up, and pulled me inside. Just as it began to close around me, my rescuers swooped in on the backs of red drakes. It was breathtaking. I never thank them for saving me. Please, warrior, find them and pass on my gratitude.
Remember the sun well.
Alright, guys. So there we go. We've got a few quests to do. We have to turn in one out here. And then we have another one over here, the magical carpet ride. A bunch of quests to start. I guess we'll do one quest chain at a time. We'll stick with the quests here inside Warsong Hold for now. The actions of these deserters shame us all. A shame so powerful that it must be witnessed to be understood. It is why Uthor is here. The boy must learn. We got a bunch of
For the horde.
humans hanging out with some pigs, looks like. Nork scoffs. Prisoners. These aren't prisoners. They're cowardly dogs. Just look at them. Did you know that without exception, every single one of these yellow-bellied soldiers came to our gates and surrendered their arms and armor? From what we've been able to gather, these men and women are discharged and sent back to their homes if captured by us. Nork spits. Pathetic. We're seeing more deserters show up at our gates with each passing day. We simply do not have enough room to keep all of these maggots caged up, especially not if we want to keep the pigs happy. Nork snorts as he laughs. I want you to escort one of these cowards to the crossroads east of here and fire this flare gun. One of their captains will show up when they see the flare and take the cowards off your hands. Report to Scout Tungok on the east road once delivery has been made. Alright, do we have to, like,
Need something?
take one of them?
Strength and honor.
Hello.
Is this the one that's going to follow us? Alright, here we go. She's the lucky one. I wonder if we can fly. And if she'll follow us if we fly. Can we get too far ahead? That's another question. So we have to fly, bring them all the way over here. That's pretty far, man. Let's see if they can get up here without being attacked. Yeah, run up the stairs. I think if we fly away, they just probably disappear. There we go. We're going to put a marker on them, just so we can see how far we can go. It's going to be quite the journey. I wonder if she can scale this mountain here. This is actually working out a lot better than I expected. Usually escort quests, wow, are brutal. But this one's actually not bad. Oh, we can go actually probably pretty far here. I think this is where we start the PETA campaign. What the heck was that? I think one of these kobolds attacked us. I think they're called snowbolts out here because they're from Northern. Alright, now we just got to get to the X in the road here. Oh no! Are you serious? Oh my gosh, could you imagine going that damn far? And then you just went too far? Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. Should I fly back? This sucks. We were doing so damn well. I had a feeling you could go too far. I felt like I was doing well, man. I was just testing my limits, I guess. You gotta test your limits sometimes, you know what I mean? Then you'll never know when you go too far. That sucks. Okay, give me another one.
What do you need?
I lost that one. Give me, which one do I get now? Same one? Try not to lose this one. It's important that we at least try and keep up appearances with the Alliance. That was hilarious. I don't think I've ever failed this quest before, so that's my first time seeing that dialogue. We're going the same route. It wasn't a bad route. Come on, get up here. I wonder if she can just scale this. Look at that. Look at that. That's right. Doesn't even have to go up properly. Just scaled the wall. Just keep on running. Take the hits. Take the fireballs to the face. How did we die this time? Yeah, we might die if she doesn't hurry up. But yeah, I was checking Cataclysm raid numbers, guys. They're at 122,000 people raiding so far. And that is pretty damn low. Checking raid numbers is really the only way you can really see the population in Classic WoW. And to give a little perspective here, the high point, highest it's ever been was, I think, over 600,000 people raiding in Wrath of the Lich King during the release of Ulduar. And the median, I would say, is like 300 to 400k through TBC and the vanilla. So it is quite the drop. I'm not too sure if we'll see a spike when Dragon Soul comes out. There was a little spike when Firelands came out. But I think we'll see a spike up maybe to like 200, 300k when Mists of Pandaria gets released. A lot of people seem to like that expansion. I thought it was pretty good. PvP-wise, I didn't really raid much in it, though. Okay, might as well just get off the mount. That was a lot of Mim's head noise. we made it. Is this it? Where's your leader? Watch this quest be bugged now. Alliance deserter delivered. Do we have to go to the footsteps of the Alliance gates? I guess we'll just bring this deserter with us on these quests.
Hey there.
She's got almost more health than us. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. It's kind of weird. And where you find that information out, guys, it's called ironforge.pro. Ironforge.pro, guys. It's the same name as the city. The Dwarven city in WoW. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, we have to use a flare, man. My bad. Valiant's Keep officer. Does he say anything to us? Thank you, Goblin. I'll take this miserable cur from you now. Alright. She's still with us. What the heck? Alright. Okay. Well, the coward was delivered. I guess. Guess she wants to stick around with the goblin. We'll turn in these quests. I don't even think these quests are... You don't even... do you really turn these in here? I'm not too sure. Doesn't look like it. We'll head over here, though. We'll see what's going on. Yeah, it's weird. Kind of weird. Oh, there he is. Scout Tugnock. That's actually... You actually do turn it in here. Who's this guy?
So.
Good job, Pexelgix. That's one less filthy, useless Alliance scumbag that we'll have to provide for. If you're looking for more work, the Tauren and Blood Elf nearby need some help. Of course, we've got our own set of problems to deal with out here as well.
Go for.
Perhaps you'd be interested in helping me clean up these fields. They're littered with dirty little ratmen, kobolds, snowbolts, whatever you want to call them. They're all over the damn place. The stink alone is making my life hell. Take care of the vermin and for me, and I'll make it worth your while, Pexelgix. Kind of interesting how this deserter's following us.
We will persevere.
She's like, I think in the, like, she's supposed to hop on the back of the horse and then ride off. Be careful around these parts, Goblin. The natives are ruthless. The wondrous blood spore. We are witnessing something amazing here, Goblin. A whole undiscovered ecology lives and breathes not more than a few paces from us. I surmise it is the blood spore plant that sets this environment abuzz. I have collected some pollen from the nearby male species of blood spore plant, but still lack female receptors for pollination. Fetch me a bushel of the blood spore carpels. You'll find them near the larger plants surrounding us. Be wary of their guardians. The kobolds won't give them up easily.
Salama Ashalinore.
Okay, well, let's deal with these kobolds. Hopefully she helps us fighting. Nope. Just watches. I'm gonna... Maybe it's because I have her tagged. I'm gonna untag. I don't think that really does anything. Oh, there's the Bloodspore Carpal. There she is. Will that be our screenshot, guys? Yeah, it'll be our screenshot. She looks like a nice lady. I'm gonna keep her around. Maybe she's sticking with me because goblins are kind of neutral, right? They're not really in the Horde. I guess they joined the Horde, but they did it out of necessity. You know, they lost the island of Kazan. Sort of like the undead. I forget what they say, though. The undead are an allegiance with the Horde. It's out of convenience. Yeah. That's why they're allied with the Horde. It's like a convenient partnership. I wonder if the Night Elves really consider themselves as being a part of the Alliance. Probably not. It's probably more, it's a lot like how the Undead don't really consider themselves to be a part of, you know. Okay, we're having trouble hitting these guys again. I don't know, this happens out here. I don't know why. Probably because of maybe where we were standing. Some cobalt deposit. But yeah, Wrath of the Lich King. I think it's interesting that was the expansion where the most players were raiding. You know, during the last, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years. It does have the best raids out of all 3 expansions. Out of Vanilla, TBC, and Wrath. Like, Wrath does have the best raids. Some people consider Ulduar and ICC to be the top 2 raids in all of World of Warcraft. And I think it's mostly because of nostalgia. Wrath of the Lich King was when WoW population peaked as well. That's when I started playing the game. They had like the Mr. T commercials coming out, the South Park episode. The game was really becoming mainstream at that time. Oh, we're smacking these snow bolts. I think if we get into a dungeon, she'll disappear. Imagine if she follows us into dungeons too. That would be wild. I think that's when we lose her. We go to a dungeon. Or we hop on a flight path. She would disappear. If we fly away. Or we'll try to keep her around for at least this episode. I won't go too fast. I want to see how long it lasts. So since Wrath of the Lich King had the most people raiding, and arguably the most people playing out of all the classics that came out in the last 5 years, they have to come out with a Wrath of the Lich King relaunch after TBC, and that's going to happen 100%. Pretty big drop though in Cataclysm. Cataclysm's has been the worst out of all 3. Like, it's been a steep drop. I guess you could say it's between like 150,000 and 200,000 players playing at a time, or raiding. And then Vanilla and TBC had between like 300,000 to 400,000 players raiding. And when I say this is between EU and North America, so that's including Europe as well. So at the moment, there's 120,000 players raiding in North America and EU. That's a lot of... It's pretty much the entire WoW player base other than China and Asia. And I guess South America too, right? But I think South America mostly plays NA. You know? I remember... There's always like Brazilian players raiding it in our... We even had a few Brazilian players in our guild during Vanilla. We had a player from Argentina as well. And they actually had their own, they set up their own, like, Warcraft log rankings to see who the best, I guess, players were for each spec and each class. Based on if they were Brazilian. So they would track, like, Brazilian logs. And it would tell people who are the best Brazilians on Faerlina on the server. I thought that was kind of cool that they did that. We had a Brazilian in our guild. He was one of the best Brazilian hunters on the server. And he would show us that. And we were like, nice. And I think he switched to Druid, though, at the end. And then he went to a BR guild. He left us. He abandoned us for his Brazilian brothers. I don't blame him, though. He didn't really understand us too well. When I started tanking in MC and BWL, we had a player from Korea with us, and he tanked with us. His name was his name was a barcode like this, and see right over here, and that's a popular name. And oh, she's disappeared. She's gone. Oh man, she left us. Got sick of our stories. But yeah, so his name was Barcode. And it's like a common name in Korea. If you play StarCraft, you notice a lot of Korean players use Barcode as a name. It's pretty much the same thing as being anonymous. I noticed that a lot. And it was tough tanking, man, with someone that he didn't. I think he spoke English. He didn't speak it that well. But he didn't understand me all the time. But when you tank in WoW, it's kind of like a dance when you have two tanks. It's like during some fights, you have to communicate to each other. Like, okay, you get this taunt, I get this taunt. Right? Because, like, there's some mechanics where you get, like, a stack of something and you have to lose the stacks. Or it's like a debuff. And the only way to lose the stacks is to not have aggro anymore, right? So you need the other person to taunt for you to, like, drop stacks. And then they build up stacks and then you taunt. It's, like, kind of like a dance. And we always would have trouble. Because we couldn't really communicate with each other. Oh man, it was hilarious. I don't know. Eventually I think he stopped playing after like Blackwing Lair. And then we got like the tank that speaks English. Job well done, Pexel Gigs, thank you. Let's see what we got here, guys. Wow, nice ring. Cruise crit by 16, haste rating by 12, and attack power by 60.
Go forth.
Let's put that bad boy on.
The dark times will pass.
A wondrous blood spore.
We will have justice.
Lovely, just lovely. Lorith applies a sprinkle of pollen to one of the blood spore's carpels and then utters an incantation. I don't understand. Unless why, of course.
The reckoning is at hand.
It's obvious. The blood spore moths are the entities responsible for pollination on these planes. It must be something that happens within the moth's internal systems that act as a catalyst for this pollen to work. It's all starting to make sense now, Pexelgix. That's why the kobolds don't kill the moths and instead go to great lengths to protect them. Those stupid little rats have it all figured out. Well, we'll just have to get our own moth pollen. What do you say? Fetch me some in the name of science.
Be ready for anything.
Oh no, now we have to slay moths. Wow, there's another player with here, guys. Level 70. Is he an Orc Warrior? Yeah, but he's arms. That's insane. Let's see if he kills a spore faster than me. Nope, not even close. Not even close. Field Slam too good. One thing we haven't used yet, guys, is Shockwave. Let's make sure we give Shockwave a go. I'm going to get a bunch of mobs. Something I noticed about Wrath compared to TBC. TBC, it just... Here's Shockwave, guys. That's pretty good. Oh, they got wrecked. That was cool. What it does is 1,067 damage. And then it stuns all enemies within 10 yards in a frontal cone for 4 seconds. That's a long stun. Yeah, I noticed one thing about Wrath. Like, they really spread out the mobs. Like in TBC, you would go to a spot, a zone, or a place for your leveling, and there would be like, you could pick up like 6 mobs and just AoE them all down. You can't really do that in Wrath. Like, well, you can, but like you have to really go out of your way. Attack this guy. Throw a hatchet at him. Right in the face. Look at the damage. It's amazing. Hit a mirror shockwave. 1,000 damage isn't that much though. It's a decent amount, but a lot of these mobs we're fighting now have a lot of health. Do you have any more? We have a couple more Frostweave cloth. Make a few more bandages here. Cool seeing someone else leveling out here. That was kind of rare. It's like probably the first person I've seen out here in Northern. I was on the hardcore server today. They had 9 layers of servers. That game is a lot of people playing hardcore. I was on the Horde Doomhowl server. I wonder how many Alliance are on Doomhowl. I don't even know if I could make a character though, because I'm on the opposite faction. There's for sure way more Horde playing, and that's why I'm playing Horde on hardcore, because I want to be able to play with people, right? So we will be doing a few dungeons, or as many dungeons as we can do. I'm gonna try to tank. So I do know how to tank the dungeons. I probably should. It's better than like somebody we don't know tanking and they pull the whole dungeon and we all die. Maybe I would do. Now watch me do that on the warrior. I just make a big mistake. It can happen. There are spots where you got to watch out where you stand if you're a low level, because you'll end up pulling pretty much the entire an entire room. There's a spot like that in. Oh, this is going to be a good shockwave. Yeah. Did he heal there? Yeah, in Shadowfang Keep. There's like a room with the werewolves, and there's a wall right in front of you with like stairs here. And if you run up to the wall, at the wall up top, there's a bunch of werewolves. So if you run close to the wall and you're low level, like level 30, they'll all run. Like you'll pull like 10 mobs and you're pretty much dead. But the good thing is there, you can run out and you can jump out of the instance. because you're sort of outside at that part, so you can like run outside and then jump over this wall, and then you teleport out of the instance. I recently watched a clip and seen someone die. They just didn't make the jump. They were almost there, but they had 10 mobs just smacking them in the back, and they died. And lost their character. And it's funny, the person who was... I think his name's Dante. He's a streamer. I think he's a League of Legends streamer. And he was confident. He's like, don't worry about it, guys. If I mess up, I'll die. Just have faith in me. And then he does that. And that's reminded me of my death, man. You just get overconfident, and then you charge in, and you die. And he was wondering why everybody was running away. He didn't realize that at the wall there, he pulled a bunch of werewolves. And then it was too late. Once they all caught up to him, he was just dazed and he died. Same thing happened to us. We got dazed by Captain Dargle, and then Spirit finished us off. Yeah, there's Wing Buffet. I didn't know these guys had Wing Buffet. That's actually an ability you have to taunt off of in Blackwing Lair. Like, you have a tank that pulls him away from the group, like the breath. And then you have another tank on the other side. And what that tank does is when the Wing Buffet comes, he taunts, he takes the Wing Buffet. And then you pretty much switch back. You switch spots. And then when the next Wing Buffet comes, you taunt it. BWL is a pretty cool raid. I think it was well made. But huge jump from Molten Core. Much better raid than Molten Core. You can tell they put a lot more effort into Blackwing Lair. I would honestly say Blackwing Lair is better than AQ40. AQ40 is a cool raid, but it's kind of ugly because you're kind of like in an insect hive, and
state your business.
It's a pretty gross place to be in week out when you're raiding. Be careful around these parts, Goblin. The natives are ruthless.
The reckoning.
The pollen is the key. Aha, Lorith sprinkles the moth pollen into the bloodsport carpels. Look at that.
We will have
Lorith
justice.
looks you over as if to size you up. So we've got the pollinated bloodsport flower and nobody to test its effects on. Say, would you perhaps be interested in rubbing this on your skin and letting me observe? What's the worst that could happen anyway? Don't you worry, Pexelgix. Just take this sample and rub it all over your face.
Remember the sun well.
Okay, well, let's rub this all over our face. Rub all over face while standing. Wow, we just got even smaller. We're puking out pollen. Oh, wow, she liked that. That was entertaining.
Our enemies will fall. Shurelaron.
Primal Mighthorn will be delighted. This is better than I even expected. Perhaps it's time I told you the truth.
Be ready for anything.
Hellscream assigned Mighthorn and I with the daunting task of Magnetor extermination on the southern front of Warsong Hold. With us came an entire platoon of seasoned Horde soldiers. Our initial foray into the nearby Magnetor dens proved quite unsuccessful as our entire squad was wiped out by the Lair defenders. We're the only ones left. We aren't scientists or researchers, we're soldiers of the Horde just like you. Soldiers on a mission that cannot fail. Speak to Primal Mighthorn now.
Salama Ashalanore.
So I guess they found like a shrinking elixir to shrink the Magnetors. The blood spore that you collected might just be enough to give us an edge against the Magnetors of Gammoth. With your help, of course. Magnetor live in prides, much like lions. 1 or 2 dominant males and several females along with their offspring. In the case of Gammoth, the Magnetor den west of here, Gamothra, is their leader. It is Gamothra that controls this Magnetor population, and therefore it is Gamothra that must be slain to prevent any type of Magnetor uprising. Take this pouch of crushed bloodspore flower to Gammoth. Use the powder from the pouch to weaken Gamothra and then slay him. Return his head to me as proof.
Ancestors watch over you.
Alright. We will slay Gamothra. And remember, Pexelkix, the Bloodspore powder can be used to weaken all Magnetor and Gammoth. Okay. So here's the pouch of crushed Bloodspore. We'll put that here. Somewhere. There we go. Put that there. And it looks like the Magnetor and the Snowbolts are working together. They seem to be a team. So I remember there's like, oh yeah, there's a hole here we can go in. And this will bring us right down to Gamothra. Oh no. I think we had our rocket jump. There he is, Big Gamothra, the Tormentor. Alright, here we go. Let's make sure we use our pouch of crushed Bloodspore on him. He is pretty damn big. I think I fought him without the crushed Bloodspore on my Rogue or Boomkin. I kind of forget, just to see if I could kill him. Should have tried that at the Goblin. I guess we could wait for him to spawn again. I wonder how fast it would be. Oh, they're elites. 39k health. I don't think we're killing that guy. This is the mate of Gamothra. Yeah, we can't kill him unless we can do that much damage. Oh, we'll try. There's a Snowbolt there with him, though. Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm too scared. I don't think we have the damage. You deal with them like this, though. Who's this other guy? The Den Vermin. Yeah, we would have got wrecked there. There's too many Den Vermin. We can't mount up here either. Kind of have to fight our way out of here. We almost died to those three. Yeah, this guy's 46k health. Yeah, no chance. But we had pretty good gear going into Wrath. And one thing about Wrath and TBC, guys, if you had endgame raid gear, like say you're going in TBC with gear from Nax, from Vanilla, or you're going into Wrath of the Lich King with gear from either like Black Temple or Sunwell Plateau, your gear would last so long, like all the way up to 80 almost. Some of it would even last into the first raid of Naxxramas and Wrath of the Lich King. But in Cataclysm, that completely changed. Like all the gear, if you brought like Ice Crown Citadel gear into Wrath of the Lich King, you'd replace that stuff pretty much in the first level. I kind of hate that. I think players should kind of feel like the gear that they earned in the previous expansion should be at least decent for a few levels. We're making our way up here. I think there's like a quest to slay these Magnetor. I'm going to try to skip fighting some of them, because I think we'll be back in here again. There's a quest up here called Massive Moth Omelet. Yeah, we probably won't get 70 today, guys. Which is fine. Can we queue up for a random Wrath of the Lich King dungeon? Yeah, we can. That's cool. So I guess we'll probably start doing that. We're gonna get Utgard Keep. But that's how we'll start next episode, guys. We'll probably we'll do a random Lich King dungeon. I didn't know that 69 you unlock a random Lich King dungeons. I thought that was 70. That's good to know. So we'll be doing Utgard Keep next episode. And we'll probably be doing a dungeon pretty much every episode from now on while we're out here questing. The powder can be used to weaken all Magnetor. It is why the rat men of the area guard it so closely. Job well done, Pexelgix. Would you honor Lorith and I by taking the head of the beast and presenting it to Hellscream? He'll be extremely pleased. We cannot take all the credit for this horde victory, Pexelgix. It was you who risked your life to test the Bloodspore, and it was you who ultimately put an end to Gamothra. Honor us by returning to Warsong Hold and presenting the head of Gamothra to Lord Hellscream.
We shall meet again.
All right. Let's go see Hellscream, guys. And we'll give him Gamothra's head.
You will serve the Horde, or be
Back so
crushed
soon.
beneath it.
Hellscream picks up the head of Gamothra with one arm and spits in its face. They will learn, Pexelgix. They will all learn. The Horde is not to be trifled with. Alright, so we got a helmet here, plate helmet, 952 armor, 30 strength, 33 stamina, improves critical strike rating by 53. That is an upgrade over our current helmet, so we'll put that on. And there we go. We got some upgrades, guys. Let's see how we're looking here. So we got this new helmet, the Mightstone helm. And I think like pretty much all the green gear is the new gear that we've gotten so far. We also got this ring today, the Scout Signet ring. 16 crit, 12 haste, and 60 attack power. And all we need to replace is this belt, gloves, crossbow, and wrists. Back piece as well. And then obviously trinkets too. But we're getting close to having a full set of Wrath of the Lich King gear. And once we have that and we go back to Orgrimmar, I'll make sure we head over to the Transmog area and we'll get ourselves another warrior set going. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.